Hello, my beautiful Squiddy Games server. We are coming at you live with another Toonkind at 12 FPS. This is Cream Pie Crash Course, and my name is Marzi, and I'll be playing Mariz. Yes, that's confusing. Yes, that's on purpose. And I'm joined by my lovely, incredibly talented, fucking amazing, inspirational co-host.
Hi. Howdy, gamers. My name is Arzo Obsessions, also known as Obby, and hi, I'm here. I'm gonna be playing Primrose, the puppy.
Primrose Puppy.
Primrose puppy.
That's her name. Yep.
No, it's Primrose Poodle, but disguised name, which is just Primrose Puppy.
They're tunes. It would work.
It would. It's like Primrose accidentally says her first name, stops, Puppy. That's my name, obviously. I swear.
Took that in your back pocket.
Yeah.
Man. But yes, today we find ourselves in technically Dodo Studios. But Dodo Studios is not what we're here for. No. We are here for the clubhouse in which Toby lives within the studio. And a certain little fairy, while preparing for a bake sale, has decided, you know what would be a great thing? To play a prank on their cousin. So they have brought a custard cream pie to the studio, ready to throw as they stalk through the halls to get to the clubhouse. And very stealthily, with very stealthily. It's a 10. Very stealthily.
Okay.
With a 10.
Okay, you say that, but that actually beats Primrose's passive.
What is her passive?
8.
Oh, Primrose. Oh, my darling. Yes, very sneaky. While opening the door with a creak and then closing the door with their foot with kind of a thud. There is no response, so of course, obviously, they're very good at sneaking. And they see a figure amidst a cloud of flour in the clubhouse kitchen. And they reel
Mary
back.
seems to have entered the kitchen just as something was dropped, and there is lots and lots of coughing.
Yeah. And they are so fucking ready to throw this pie. They do not notice that coughing probably is not their cousin. That does not sound like their cousin, but it's fine. Oh my god. Mariz, what the fuck are your rolls?
What is the roll?
And I'm counting it as proficient because they're tunes and it's a pie, but it's not gonna matter.
A nat 1!
They got a nat 1. So much for that intro we played.
No. You see, this is funny. Because now I have to roll perception. Maybe an advantage, because, that was a nat 1.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Give me a sec.
Oh, hello, gallery. Hi. God, Maris would have 3 pies. They do things in 3s. You're right. When Abby gets back, I'll ask if I can roll 2 more. If they all miss, that'd be fucking hilarious. Are you kidding me? If they all miss, then Johan has been done a great disservice.
Sorry about that. I am back.
You're good.
I had to say goodbye my dad because he's going on a three-day drive to go pick up my brother from college.
Ooh.
Anyway,
gallery,
it's perception check time.
A gallery member, though, reminded me that Maris does things in threes, so I'd like to ask for your permission to throw 2 more pies.
Let's see how the perception roll goes first.
Fair. Let's go.
Okay, 17. 17 does make it.
I'd hope so, but also, God, I love that her modifiers, mine is too.
Uh-huh. She's not wearing the glasses currently.
Aww.
She keeps forgetting to put them on.
Beloved.
So I'm just picturing like the pie sails through the cloud of flour, and there's a loud splat, and then Mary sees like a once pink, now white dog head peek out of the cloud, and like look around as like an ear lifts up, and she swivels about like one of those viewing things from a submarine.
Oh my god, yeah!
First, her eyes train on the pie, which is now splatted against the side of the fridge.
Darn.
And then she turns around a full 180 to see Maris floating there.
I'd like to think there's a pause as they lock eyes.
Mm-hmm. Hey.
Oh.
Hi.
Hi, Miss Primrose.
Hi. Well, she looks back at the pie, which has been splattered against the fridge.
It's slowly, like, sliding down.
Mm-hmm. Well, I can see you were trying to give me quite the welcome wagon.
That was supposed to be for Toby.
Ah. Well, as you can see, Tobias is actually out right now. And you can see your head just kind of dip back underneath the flower. And hold on, I'm going to roll. I'm gonna roll. Hammer space. That's a 6.
Mm-hmm.
There is the sound of like something large being moved about and unfolded.
Hello?
And Mary's can't see this, but Primrose has pulled out this.
Oh.
A comically large fan, a very large fan with wind patterns on it, used in the movie The Wind Waker. Use an action to cast the Gust of Wind spell with a save DC of 13 from it. Once used, the fan shouldn't be used again until the next dawn. If used before then the fan has a 50% chance to be torn to shreds, blah, blah, blah. Basically, Primrose steps outside of the cloud, covered in white. She looks like a white poodle now. Turns around and holds up this massive fan. Just like a feather fan.
Man.
Like, have you ever seen the prop fan that the dancers used in White Christmas? The blue ones?
I think
Those
so.
massive ones?
Yeah.
Well, if you have, it's that one.
Holy shit.
And she just leans back and slams it down in one big gust. And then the flower goes rocketing out of the way and onto the wall.
It just lives there.
Along with every other ingredient that had currently been on the counter. And Maris gets to witness as pie ingredients go sailing through the air. There's whipped cream cans that clatter against the wall. There's a bit of nutmeg that slams onto the floor. There's whipped cream of all sorts, heavy whipping cream. There's cocoa powder splat.
Maris
and an empty pie tin, which starts crashing and clanging against the entirety of the clubhouse before coming to a rest right in front of them, spinning around to a slow, gradual stop.
Maris had been like a cherry red as they had realized that this is in fact Primrose and not Tobias. But at this fucking fiasco, they they turn like almost like a god, how do I describe the shade of blue? It's an almost like blue violet sort of shade as they're just watching wide-eyed in disbelief, like, why did you do that?
To be fair, I couldn't see the pie ingredients through that.
Well, now you can't use the pie ingredients.
Spirits want to make a perception check.
Yeah, Maris is gonna make
now that the obscuring cloud of flour is gone.
Maris sees all.
That's a 21. You do see all. You see that this very recent mess, yes, is the most recent mess.
Oh no.
There is more. Maris can see cooling on a little rack some failed attempts, which are burnt and or undercooked, or just whipped cream in a pan from a can that's just been sprayed inside and topped with little chocolate shavings with the hopes that it might resemble a pie.
Oh my god.
There is an upturned bag of flour that's on the ground, which is probably the cause of the comically, hilariously thick flour cloud that had been there a moment ago.
Mm-hmm.
There is a mixing. There's, you know, like one of those mixing bowls, those electric ones.
Yeah.
There's so much mixed batter caked on it that it's hard to tell that it was a bowl before.
Oh my god.
Basically, every square inch of this kitchen is covered in ingredients or failed attempts, and it is... I don't think you've ever witnessed a toon that has been so cursed with the ability to not cook because it's funny.
Yeah, and like, their older sister is similarly cursed in that all Dillinger can make is like poor college kid meals. But like, at least she can make those.
Yeah.
Maris is floating there, wings like quietly buzzing, prayer hands up to their mouth. As they're just... How long have you been at this, Miss Primrose?
Primrose looks down at a watch that's on her wrist, takes a moment to wipe off the flour and the pie grime, looks at the wristwatch again. 3 hours.
Do you need help?
Believe it or not, this is one of my more successful attempts into cooking.
By the mother, do you need help?
Maybe. Yes, actually. They look at the mess of the kitchen, which a small tornado has started to form in the center of it, and Primrose has to quickly stomp on it to get rid of it.
Oh my god. Man. Mary.
First things first, though, I probably need to clean up after this.
Probably just so we have clean things to use to make actual pies.
Right. Okay. And then, rolling hammer space. Purpose basically pulls out, like, the stereotypical, cleaning supplies, the big oversized rubber gloves, the bucket of water, the mop. And then, like, there's a pause before she pulls out, like, bigger, heavier duty stuff. Like one of those enormous mops that you see in the convenience store being used.
Yeah.
And she just... Alright, give me a second. Just let me montage through this.
Okay. Maris takes a seat on top of the fridge.
What color is Maris right now?
Maris is like a sea foam, and like still that like that violet blue kind of and like just a little bit of like teal at the edges as they're just watching, because what the fuck? This is fucking hilarious.
It is.
They're just vibing as they watch. They feel great. They don't have to help clean.
Well, Primrose made this mess. It's not like she's gonna make Mary's clean after only being there for all of 2 minutes. I'm gonna just give a general roll to see how well she cleans. Survival. I'm gonna roll survival.
I believe in her. I believe in you, Primrose. Oh my god!
I rolled a natural 1, which for Primrose means is a negative 1.
Holy shit!
Okay, the montage gets halfway through, and then, like, Mary's... I'm just imagining, like, Mary's looking off-screen, like, maybe a little bit bored, and then there's, like, a, help! Help! Looking back, all of the mistakes have conglomerated into a horrifying pie monstrosity. which is now rising up off the ground.
Oh my god.
You know what? I didn't expect for there to be combat, but hey, you wanna fight something?
Let's fucking fight an awful pie amalgamation.
Yeah. Hold on, I have to get the stats of an ooze.
Welcome to Cream Pie Crash Course, where we only had a very vague plan for the intro. Oh my god.
Oh,
well, you pull that up, I'm gonna roll initiative.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a 23 for Maris.
Oh my gosh, how funny would it be if I used this one that's toxic sludge?
Oh my god, that'd be fucking hilarious.
We're fighting toxic pie sludge.
That's so fucking funny, what the hell? Oh, Primrose.
Listen, this is the result of failing cooking and then failing cleaning it with a natural 1, which turned into a negative 1.
Oh, man.
Right, here's Prim's initiative, 16.
Alright.
And now I'm gonna roll for the initiative of the creature.
Oh, man.
6.
Cool.
Alright. You're going first.
Yep.
What's Maris going to do?
Maris sees this, and while this is fucking hilarious, they don't think Toby would appreciate knowing that this was alive in his kitchen, so they're gonna want to deal with it quickly. Fuck, I dropped my dice. So does a dirty 20 hit?
It sure does.
Cool, because that was Witch Bolt, which means that was Witch Bolt at 3rd level, so that is 3d12. Which I don't have physical dice for, so I'm gonna... There we go.
18.
18 damage.
18 damage. Oh man.
Man.
And this is one of Maris's new spells, correct?
Yes. They were probably.
I now have the funny mental image of Maris going to cast something else, and this coming out would be like,
Yeah, they were going for a fucking Eldritch Blast. What comes out is a lightning bolt. It's like a lightning witch bolt, and they're like, oh, okay.
That's new.
So, oh god, I didn't know I could do that.
Okay, it's gonna be Primrose's turn next. Oh heavens! First, I have to roll hammer space. Okay, that's good. Primrose whips out her spear, twirls it around a bit, and she's gonna do an attacker.
Do that attacker.
Reckless, of course.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy. This is the first attack. 23.
Fuck yes.
And I'll do the second attack real quick. 15. Both hit.
Hell yeah.
Which means it's gonna be a D10 plus 3 for the first one, and then D10 plus 3 for the second one.
Nice.
So, oh good heavens. Minus 12. Oh, hold on. Minus 12 minus 7. Amazingly, this thing is still alive.
Holy shit.
This thing was created into being and like rose up off the ground as its horrifying toxic spy sludge. Just
Oh man.
and then it was immediately blasted with magic lightning, so now it smells burnt. And then it promptly got stabbed by a lightsaber spear. So now it smells even more burnt.
If Maris had a nose, they'd be holding it.
Oh yeah. Okay, now it's this creature. It's gonna attack Prim. Because Prim is right next to it with a spear still kind of lodged in its body.
Man.
And like the only way out is for it to be like, I need to survive. Kill the dog. Kill the dog. A 14 does not hit Primrose.
I would hope not.
It does get a second attack though, so.
Man.
An 18 also doesn't hit Primrose.
Holy shit!
Her AC is 19.
Oh, okay, it was close.
It was pretty dang close, but not quite.
Oh man.
In this creature's last efforts to try and get away, it tries to slap its toxic, horrifying pie body against her, but then she just kind of nudges it back with the back of her spear, like, no,
stay,
no,
stay.
don't get on, do not get on my skirt, no. Naughty.
Bad, weird pie goose.
Oh, can this thing do anything else?
Oh man.
Nope. Your turn.
All right, and with Witch Bolt, and on each of your turns for the duration, you can use your action to deal 1d12 lightning damage to the target automatically. Maris doesn't know this. Tries to go for another Eldritch Blast. The same lightning bolt happens again, but smaller. For a 9 damage.
Congratulations. How do you want to do this? It had exactly 9 HP left.
Amazing. Maris had been kind of just staring down at the little nubbin hands like, what the fuck? And then kind of hesitantly reached out to try to do an Eldritch Blast this time, but the same sort of lightning pops out of their fucking hand and arches at the pie ooze. And They don't even, like, look at the pie, they just look back down at their hands like, hello?
I like to think that the lightning arches into the pie ooze, and then it starts bubbling.
Oh no.
And then the bubbles start getting bigger and bigger. And then Purvis takes a couple steps back and she goes, hit the deck!
Maris just curls up on top of the fridge.
Yeah! Primrose like dives behind the fridge and actually even pulls out a shield and covers herself with it. And there's a boom. And then many splatting sounds. And now the entire kitchen is a slurry of reds and pinks and purples and...
Man.
Congratulations, you fought the accidental pie monster. And prevailed. You are also now covered in pie goop.
It's hard to see under the pie goop, but they are a very, very bright orange. As they're just like, oh, that's awful.
Primrose, very sheepishly, is like uncurling from behind her shield and just like looking up at Maris, and the sweat drop is dripping off the side of her face. Here, let me clean that up for you, and she's gonna use prestidigitation and just clean up Maris.
Oh man, Maris is just like they probably have to like actually stand on the ground so their wings don't like fling more pie stuff everywhere. Which like
just a very cute mental image of like Primrose offering to help Maris down and then clean them up.
Yeah.
Just very methodically cleaning up all the pie goop.
They're just standing there pouting.
I'm just picturing like the prestidigitation. It's like taking the pie gloop from around everywhere and putting it in the bucket that Primrose had had put in, and then there's like the seeds of Primrose taking each bucket of pie goop and like now with a hazmat suit. You don't know where she got it, but she got it from somewhere for the gag. Is now leaving the clubhouse. And just tossing the goop into a dumpster at the back of the studio.
That's someone else's problem now.
I'm gonna have Primrose roll perception for something.
Okay.
She
Oh my
doesn't notice.
God.
Okay. It's fine.
I wonder if I should roll anything.
Sure.
Alright.
Roll perception.
Maris' turn.
Hey, Lewis.
Oh no.
Lewis.
Tobias is standing there.
Oh god, he's home!
He's been looking at this for the past hour.
Oh god!
Like, all the fight.
Ah!
This is Tobias has been watching for the past hour. Just this disaster of a cooking attempt.
Maris sees
And, like Maris sees like Tobias like waiting outside in like the studio, looking in,
at this.
watching as Primrose walks back and forth and doesn't notice him. And then, like, once it's all clean, she claps her hands together, dusts herself off, and is like, there! That wasn't so hard.
I mean, I guess not. We should
Tobias
probably...
still looking and not saying anything, like, what the fuck?
We should probably get to making those pies.
Oh, yeah!
He's just gonna ignore it.
Maris, ushers Primrose inside. has a hand on the doorknob, looks directly at Tobias. Go away, we're having girl talk, and then closes the door.
Wait, but you're not even a girl.
Mare is hearing Toby yells at, it's like fumbling for the door. Is there a lock? Can they lock it?
You can lock it from the inside if you have the key.
Shit.
Primrose has a key.
I mean, Maris could also block the door.
That is true.
Pull out a chair, slam it underneath the door.
On the other side of the door, Toby just hears the dragging of a chair. He's locked out of his own fucking
After seeing it completely fucking destroyed.
It's not destroyed any longer.
It's clean now. Don't worry about it.
Actively cleaning it up.
He saw what the fuck happened and he heard them talking about using the kitchen.
Well, he can't stop them now, so...
He is desperate. This is the worst.
This is Toby banging the door. Maris, open the door! Maris!
It's fine, I'll come back later.
Tobias can come back later.
Thank you for that cameo, Lewis, my beloved.
It was very funny, thank you.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Cool, with the door blocked, and Primrose none the wiser.
Yeah, I mean, she got a 2 on her overall perception. I don't think she noticed any of that.
Yep, back to the kitchen. Mares is just, like, dusting off their own hands, and it's like, alright, pie.
Hi. Okay. Obviously, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah, you don't even have to be, like, try to be nice about it. I have no idea what I'm doing.
That's okay, because I do, because I'm not a chef yet, but, I will be at some point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Eee,
And
like Mercy.
Mare is not recognizing that as a Marcel name. There's just a pause and a squint as they're trying to figure out who that is.
Marcel. He mentioned about you, I think, a couple times, wanting to do chef stuff.
God. Mary's, like, immediately is, like, a sky blue to teal gradient. Is like, he did? He talked about me?
Yeah.
The Marcel Arlo von Vixen.
That's really cute. Hold on, I need to cover.
They're just, oh, the Marcel talked about me.
That's so cute.
They're a big fan. Listen, they want to be just like Marcel when they grow up. Maybe not the plot bomb thing, but
not the pact.
Mm-mm.
Not the pact.
Mm-mm. Just the cooking thing.
Just the cooking. Cooking.
But yeah, they're just like floating there, like wings buzzing, that sky blue to teal gradient, just like starry eyed.
Mm-hmm. I think, like, Purpose has been, like, sitting and watching for a little second before she, like, does, like, snaps in front of Mary's face, like, hey, back to reality.
Right! Pies!
Pies!
They'll go digging in their hair space quick. Unless the dice want me to fumble, I guess.
Oh, oof.
Give me 1 second. Gotta roll that fumble chart. Let's get ready to fumble! It's a 13!
Fumble! 13!
They
What
pull
do we
out
get with a 13?
a glass bottle of honey.
Nice! We could actually use that.
We could use that, yeah. Mirrors
Yeah.
pauses. And then actually goes to set that down on the counter and gives it a little pat, like, okay, you can stay.
You can stay.
Son of a bitch. It goes up to, you have to get 5 or higher after the first fumble, right?
Uh-huh. You have to get above a
Size.
5.
Size.
Oh, no! That's a 2!
What are we getting in 11? They pull out a handful of blue, like a handful of blue orchids and pink tulips.
Oh, those are cute!
Yeah.
That was Primrose.
Oh.
Primrose, whose name is a flower. Just like sees the flowers and perks up and has a little tail wagging.
Maris pauses and then kind of turns that cherry red as they hand Primrose the flowers.
Primrose is way more delighted than she should be.
Prim internally, oh yay, Toby's cousin likes me.
Yeah, basically.
God, come on, please. Okay,
The camera,
fucking God.
the
Go
camera
ahead.
cuts away from Primrose and then cuts back, and now Primrose has them all in her hair.
Wah. That's so fucking cute. Alright,
And
that was...
hold on,
Oh.
I'm gonna. What's it gonna do? Boop. 21. Nice.
Oh.
That was sleight of hand. Now Maris has a flower in their hair.
Oh. Yeah, their passive perception is a 12. They don't even notice as they go digging in their hammer space one more time.
Ew.
And they pull out a binder. It is a binder filled with like there are a bunch of papers hanging out and like little clippings, and they open it and it is a recipe book.
Oh. Oh, look at all those! And Primrose is gonna just very excitedly lean in and take a look at all the recipes that are currently visible. It's like her little pom of a tail wagging behind her.
Maris is definitely still that cherry red. Is there I've been collecting them for a long time, and Prim
That's
can
neat.
see.
Oh, look at all these.
Yeah. Oh. Maris is just kind of squirming in that way, like embarrassed little kids do.
Aww.
As Primrose can see, Maris had opened it to the little divider that has there's a little paper slid into a clear divider in binders, and it is just a printed out picture of a bunch of different cakes and cookies, and written in marker under it is desserts.
So cute.
They made it
That's so big
themselves.
and cute.
Yeah.
I want so soft.
Yeah, Primrose probably didn't see because I look at Primrose's perception, but for you and our audience, the actual cover of the binder is a paper that just says Maris's cookbook in blue
Aw.
markers with flowers and stuff on it.
That's so cute.
Yeah,
That's really cute.
they made it themselves.
That's so cute. Oh,
They're very proud of
Man.
it, but also they're 17 and a little shit, so they're incredibly embarrassed.
this is very good. I mean, Primrose is just basically just all ears, forgive the pun, because both of her ears are in fact perked up like a dog, like a puppy.
Love it. And Maris starts flipping through to get just a very, as I Google, easy cream pie recipe.
So valid.
You can tell we completely are prepared for this FPS.
Mhm. Oh, I will say, as a side note, Primrose is taking this information and has stored away potential gifts for the future for later.
Oh, they're
'Cause-
webs.
You want to know a fun fact about Primrose's grandpa?
Yes.
She can't cook. He can.
Oh.
He can cook really well, actually. So, a potential gift idea that has popped up in her head is, if I ever need a gift for this child, I could get some of my grandpa's recipes.
Yo, and grandparent recipes are the best.
Especially because Elm, her grandpa,
Mm.
has traveled basically all over Inkwell.
God, that would be like any sort of collection of recipes Prim would get for him, like from him for Mariz, would be a fucking treasure trove.
Exactly. But that's for future.
That's for the future. That's fine.
That's for the future.
As Mariz is flipping through the dessert section in their binder, they're just, what are all these pies for anyway?
Well, and Primrose is kind of rubbing the back of her neck. I thought baking something would be a nice surprise for Tobias and Marcel because, well, they're always baking me stuff and then each other stuff. I thought it'd be nice if I did it for a change. But, and then there's the comedic moment where the memories of what all that just happened montages behind them. And, like, the sweat drop slowly forms on the side of Primrose's head. Where's my mind? I can't get the hang of it.
Mariz is
Not
just
on my own, anyway.
nodding slowly.
That and Shorts Kids school was having a bake sale, and they asked me if I could help for a bit.
That gets them to perk up, like, oh, Shorts Kid.
Yeah.
I should have guessed then. We go to the same school.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah, that's why I was making pies and thought it'd be fun to throw one at Toby.
Oh no, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Tobias has mentioned how much of a rascal you are.
I don't know what you're talking about. I have never done anything wrong ever in my life.
Just like how I haven't done anything wrong ever in my life.
See, I wouldn't know, so.
I'm gonna roll sleight of hand. 17. Primrose basically just casted Mage Hand and used it to tap the other side of Varys' shoulder. And then it disappears before Varys can look.
Yeah, Varys just whirls around and then looks back at Prim and, like, squints.
There's a little halo above her head.
And Varys just, like, grins and swats at her like, yeah, this makes sense. You're dating Toby.
So, how's you been from the last time I saw you? I hope better, because the last time I saw you was, flashbacks to, again, the comedic flashbacks to the last time Varys saw Primrose, which was during Into the Thicket of It, where she stabbed Ansel!
Yeah!
It's fine.
Where
Don't
she
worry
stabbed
about it.
Ansel, and on a lesser note, heard some slightly worrying things about this kid. As
I'm
Mary's...
trying to remember what exactly she heard. Because she would remember. I do not. It has been months.
she would remember, at the very least, it was something about how Mariz was, like, sad and kind of introspective about the fact that Fae were behind all that stuff that they had to fight.
Oof.
Yeah, like in a, oh, I'm Fae, oh, this is bad sort of way.
Oh, honey.
Which
Honey.
will not help the next thing, because they kind of, they've turned kind of a bright like neon grape purple as they kind of rub at the back of their head like, oh, well, I'm better now, but a while back Toby had to come help me beat up a puppet.
You actually see Primrose like stiffen up a little bit at that. Puppet? What kind of puppet? What kind?
His name was Fantonet.
You see like her relax a little bit and then stiffen up again. Do you want to roll insight?
Yeah, baby. Let's see. What's Mary's insight? Not the best, but ooh, I mean, this isn't super bad.
12. Let me look at the passive deception for Prim. It beats that. For a second, it seems like she relaxed a little bit, but then immediately tensed up again. It has the vague reminder of like someone who was expecting to hear something else but didn't hear what they were expecting.
Mm.
And now she just looks a little confused.
Yeah, no, Maris kind of blinks at that and then looks away kind of guilty, like, yeah, I got a little brainwashed, I guess.
Oh gosh, are you okay?
I mean, I'm okay now. Me and Fleck kind of have to go to therapy now, so we've been doing therapy after that whole thing.
Well, that's good at least. I go to a therapist myself, and it does wonders for me.
Mm.
But, oh gosh, I can't even imagine. Well, I could kind of imagine, considering. And she, like, scratches the bottom of her chin. Because in the game Into the Thicket of It, Primrose was kind of being mind controlled for a bit there.
Yeah. Yeah, Maris is nodding because, yeah, they remember. Primrose would get it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Primrose gets it. She gets it.
She does get it.
I think she's just gonna basically offer out a paw. Like, first she'll let Maris see it. Like offer like 2 comforting pats.
Oh.
Pat.
Let me tell you something about my fairy. They are a touch-starved tsundere.
Amazing.
So that cherry red comes back, but it does also have that teal of them being, like, pleased with this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think Primrose has been absolutely, like, watching the colors and just having the absent thoughts of, man, these are nothing like Tobias's.
Yeah!
She cannot read Maris in the same way.
Nope. No, she cannot.
And she's not about to start because there's too many colors.
Yeah, because Maris is color changing. Not only is it, like, almost the exact opposite of Toby's colors, they also follow the different rules.
Yeah, basically.
Like, Maris, unlike Toby, can have many colors at the same time without being in a crisis.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A very complicated spectrum.
Yes. Maris is a teenager. They feel a lot of things.
Uh-huh. Either you feel a lot of things, or you feel so much of one thing that there's no room for the other things.
Yeah.
Haha, Peter Pan fairy joke. Anyway.
Haha. Yeah, no, Maris is probably absentmindedly flipped to, like a chocolate cream pie. Because I did notice Primrose had, like, chocolate shavings on one of the failed attempts.
Yeah. Yes, the pie tin that was filled with just whipped cream.
Yeah!
Which I think, as Veras has been talking, Primrose has been getting out, like, different ingredients that are listed on the recipe.
Mm-hmm.
Like, sugar, eggs, chocolate, cocoa powder, chocolate bits, you know, the works.
Yeah, all that good stuff.
Cream cheese, baby, because I know some of them have cream cheese in the recipe.
This one does, yes, the one that I'm looking at.
Yeah. I was right!
Yeah! Mira's probably doesn't want Primrose to have to go through all of the trouble of hand making a pie crust, even if this one does say graham cracker crust. So they're gonna dig her out. Oh god, Toby probably wouldn't, because Toby is also a baker. Toby wouldn't just have pre-made graham cracker crust. Maris
Probably not.
Maris can
It'd
do that
probably be
themselves.
homemade. Yeah.
Maris will take that job on.
I mean, hey, if there's something that you need to do to break things down,
Yeah,
Primrose can do it.
Prim can help them break graham crackers. Oh, graham crackers, I can speak.
I gently found you. English hard.
English is hard, plus it's hot as fuck, man.
Uh-huh. Ugh.
But yes,
It's so hot.
it is, fuck.
Ugh.
West side!
West Side! Anyway.
Okay. Yeah, they could work together to break up graham crackers.
Yeah!
Yeah.
Basically do the whole thing where open a Ziploc bag, slam the graham crackers in there, close the Ziploc bag, and then pound it into dust.
Mara's just sitting on the counter as Primrose beats up all the graham crackers and waits for it to be done, and then pours it into the little bowl with melted butter and sugar.
Just for fun, I'm gonna roll strength.
Fuck 'em up! Yeah!
18. And just a few. Like, Primrose doesn't even grab anything, she just does it with her fists.
Rolls up her sleeves and starts whacking at it.
Uh-huh. Just rolls up her sleeves, slams her fist down onto the counter, and then after a few short additional slams, she holds up the bag of graham crackers, which have been turned into a fine dust.
Maris sees this and is like, yeah, that's usable. As they pour it into there's like a puff, they pour it into the bowl of melted butter and sugar.
They maybe have to, like, break an additional one so that there's bigger crumbly bits.
Yeah, Maris will do that part themselves.
Yeah.
And then there is their crust.
Yay, crust!
Yay! And they can set that aside after and preheat the oven.
I think Primrose goes to start preheating the oven, and she stops, and she takes a couple steps back. I'll let you do that, actually.
Maris just snorts and is like, yeah, probably a good idea. Yep, you'll preheat the oven and set the pie crust aside. And let's fucking whip some vanilla extract and cream into a bowl, baby.
There's a comedic moment where Primrose hears "let's whip," and then, like, she pauses, and, like, you can see in the thought bubble above her head, she's, like, picturing a scene from what's the bootleg Indiana Jones engineer movie?
Andy something or other.
I think it was Temple of Gloom.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Temple of Gloom, and it's like the scene of, like, the equivalent of Indiana Jones using the whip to, like, go across a gap.
See, I thought that her thought was gonna be the fucking the whip and Nene.
No.
Thank
No,
God.
you have to remember, she's A, an actress, and B, I'm pretty sure Tobias has shown her all the Engineers movies more than once.
Yeah, knowing Toby.
She is now very familiar with them.
Thank God Prim's first thought is not the whip and Nene.
She's more of an old-fashioned tune.
Yeah, that'd be more of a thought if Maris was hanging out with other teenagers.
That would be more of a tally thought.
Oh. Tally would immediately just whip and Nene.
you. Okay, deep breaths. Deep breaths.
Yeah, the dangerous thing about us doing anything together.
But yeah, there's that brief thought bubble gag before Primrose blinks, shakes her head, and the thought bubble disappears as she watches Maris does something that is completely not like what she imagined.
No, yeah, she watches Maris like pull over the electric mixer
Mm-hmm.
and start pouring in whipped cream, like heavy cream, vanilla extract, and powdered sugar into it, and lets that go.
Yeah. I think Primrose is going to take a moment to like look over the recipe. Are there any eggs in this recipe?
There are. I know exactly
Cool.
what you're doing.
Uh-huh. Primrose just like glances over and he goes, separate the eggs. Oh, I can do that. And she turns around to go to the counter, and then I like to think that Mayors is waiting for like 3 or 5 minutes for Primrose to come back with the eggs to separate them into the bowl,
Mm-hmm.
and then nothing happens, and nothing happens.
And they pause, and first they turn off the mixer just in case, and then they look over their shoulder.
They can see Primrose very carefully and meticulously setting one egg on the counter, measuring out like 6 inches, and then setting another egg on the counter and measuring out another 6 inches, and then putting another egg on the counter, separating them.
Maris watches prayer heads again as like they're that teal as they're trying not to laugh, but they're also once again turning that blue violet sort of color as they're Miss Primrose, what are you doing?
One of her ears kind of like lifts up, and then she looks up at Paris and like does like a little ta-da gesture at the eggs, like, I'm separating them. It said to separate the eggs.
Paris is just floating there, like just wheezing for a second as they're like, no,
I have to let you know the mental image that just entered my head of Maris's expression.
oh.
I just pictured Maris doing a wheeze and then their mouth opening like a Pac-Man as it does like the anime joke of like the ghost escaping for a second.
Yeah.
Just the slight wheeze until they start breathing again.
They pull back their little ghost, and they wipe a tear from their eye. They're like, no, crack the eggs and put them in a bowl, Miss Primrose.
Oh, that makes sense. Hold on, and then she's gonna go under the counter and like grab a mixing like a different bowl to crack the eggs into, because she's not gonna do it directly into the mixing bowl in case she does it wrong. And they have to start over. So she pulls at the other bowl, and then I'm just gonna do a straight intelligence check.
Uh-huh.
Just straight intelligence.
Uh-huh.
15.
That's okay. Yeah.
Okay, if she got below a 10, I was just gonna have her hold the egg above the bowl and crush her hand so the eggshells and the egg yolk gets inside. But no, she has a brain. A little bit today.
She has her brain cells today. She remembered them this morning.
Yep. So she just very carefully taps the egg on the side of the bowl, and then lifts it above the bowl, splits it in half, and has it plop inside.
Maris just watches, nodding. It's a good thing they caught this, because this is to make a custard, which is actually a little difficult, so...
Custard is tricky.
Custard is tricky. God, I made a custard once, and I was so scared I was gonna fuck it up.
Oh, mood.
But
So yeah, Primrose is gonna repeat the process until she has cracked all the eggs,
Yes.
and then turn around and do another ta-da gesture. This time successfully.
Eris is grinning, and they're that teal color as they're nodding, like, yes, that is what it needed.
Yes.
I want you to know one of the other steps in this recipe I'm looking at is beat cream cheese in a bowl until smooth. And
Don't worry, once we get to there, I'll roll another intelligence check.
I mean, we're basically there because I'm skipping around.
Yeah, you know what? Fair. It's more like a little montage than a step by step.
Yeah, Maris has taken the bowl of eggs to get started on the custard because they can deal with that.
Mm-hmm.
Prim takes another glance at the recipe book. One of the steps says beat cream cheese in another bowl. How does she feel?
Primrose is staring at this recipe book, doing that kind of expression that dogs do with the tongue slightly sticking out.
Yeah.
19.
She has her brain cells.
She has her brain cells. She squints and she thinks on how Tobias and Purcell usually do steps like this, and remembers that it's a mixing bowl thing, not a beat up with hands thing.
I do love the mental image of her putting like a little block of cream cheese in a bowl and then just like put it, just like tapping one fist against an open hand and then BAM!
You came on the wrong side of town.
You're in the wrong neighborhood, motherfucker.
Yeah, basically.
Thankfully, she got a 19.
She did. So Primrose will pull out a different electric mixer, maybe like a little hand one.
Yeah.
And then start mixing with that one instead.
Yep.
For the cream cheese.
And as that's going, adds the milk and little bit of coffee as the recipe says to add. With Maris periodically glancing over their shoulder to make sure everything is okay.
Yeah. So far, it seems to be going smoothly.
Yeah, everything's going great.
At what point does the recipe call for sugar?
That,
if at all.
let's see. It would have gone into what Maris was mixing, but
Okay.
we can do whatever we want.
And that said, Primrose might not know that she's not doing the part that Maris is mixing. So I want Maris to make a perception check.
Uh-oh. Oh, man. 15.
15 is enough. Maris can see Primrose, like, quietly, very carefully turn off the electric mixer and set it down for a second. And then goes to a different cabinet and starts pulling out, like, a bag of salt. just like a little bag of like iodized salt, and then she starts to like go back to what she was doing and goes to start pouring some into like a little measuring cup.
Maris is
Treating it like it's sugar.
Maris just, as they're mixing the custard on the stove, is just wait.
And Primrose stops like seconds before she starts pouring it in.
That's Primrose, that's salt.
She pauses. She looks back down at the little bag. Oh, so it is. Why does it look so similar to the sugar? And she's just very grumpily going back and puts it back on the shelf. And sure enough, there's a bag that looks practically identical.
The only difference is the little labels on them, but they were turned the other way.
Yep.
Maris makes a mental note to tell Toby to fucking organize his kitchen better. Holy shit.
You need to Primrose proof your kitchen.
Toby, please proof your kitchen.
It probably actually is super well organized. It's just, I have to stress, Primrose's passive perception is an 8. If things are not obvious, she will mess up.
My beloved. Maris probably finishes the custard and strains it as the recipe says and goes to put it in the fridge to cool. And they have a little bit before they have to actually put all the stuff together to make a pie. So they could just chat for a bit.
Yeah. I think like Primrose like goes to sit down at like the little table that's across the kitchen and goes, "Oh, this is actually a lot less stressful than it has been earlier."
Yeah,
Normally there's a lot more fire.
Yeah.
This is why I am not the cook of Dodo Studios. If I was the cook of Dodo Studios, I'm pretty sure no one would have been fed.
I think you'd be fired.
Yeah, I would have fired day one.
Yeah. That's okay. I don't watch movies a lot, but I have seen Star Cause, and you were very good in it.
Thank you. And Primrose is just all beams and tail wags again. I mean, you seem really good at baking stuff. I mean, look. And she just gestures at what they've accomplished so far. Which it hasn't resulted into a pie yet. But, like, just the fact that Maris has been able to stay on top of Primrose's mistakes.
Yeah, Maris, is that combination of that cherry red and that teal again as they're, like, kind of idly kicking their feet. And they're like, yeah, I'm kind of the only one in our apartment who can cook, so... Yeah, I kind of
Well, you do it well.
Hey,
you do it well.
Thank you. Yeah, my older sister can kind of only make poor college student food.
There's like a little sweat drop on Primrose's head again. Normally I just get takeout.
Yeah.
Like if Tobias and Marcel are making food, it's good. If they aren't, I usually just go to places and I get different things. Don't tell them that sometimes I get out to eat food and say it's my own.
Something tells me they probably know.
Aw.
But
just the dejected puppy look immediately.
I mean, they haven't, like, said anything about it, so they're probably okay with it.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. Hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, if they haven't gotten upset at you for, like, eating takeout when they're both chefs, then they're probably fine.
Yeah. So you said you were cooking pies as well for the bake sale. How has that been going?
Oh, it's going...
I mean, I saw the pie that you tried to throw at me.
Yeah.
Which, I think became part of the pie monster, so...
Yeah, probably when that, all happened. It was going pretty well. I had to kind of lock up what I did since, I left the apartment because I know for a fact my siblings absolutely would go after them. I did leave them one, though.
Have to quell the deep hunger of those who want sweets.
Yeah. Because if I don't, Fleck is really, really good at picking locks. Yeah. Nothing would be safe if I hadn't left them at least one.
This is understandable.
Yeah.
Trying to think about how Primrose could maybe bring up Faye stuff, but I'm like blanking.
It could be, Marius could bring it up, because Marius doesn't have a lot of actual interaction with Faye, aside from, like, Toby and the limited knowledge they have of the spring court they're from. And they are, like, intrigued at the fact that Prim has pacts with Faye. So, Marius kind of idly kicking their feet as they turn that neon purple again, as they're like, I remember during the adventure in Little Corner, you said you're a warlock to some fairies?
Oh, yeah. I'm a warlock for fairy godmothers, specifically. Which, like, if you've read, like, fairy tales and stuff, you know it's the people who are, like, granting wishes to those who deserve it or whatever. Yeah. Yeah, basically, that's kind of my pact. I go around and I try to get people happy endings. Or at least help with it.
And it's all good? No catch or anything?
Yeah. That's... Well, no catch that. If there is one, I haven't seen it, but I'm pretty sure there's no catch. We have a contract and everything. Like, here, I can show you. And, like, Primrose, is gonna go rooting around in her hammer space. It's a 2. It's almost a failure, but she makes it barely. She almost pulls out sheet music and is like, wait, nope.
Wrong paperwork.
Shoves it back in. Wrong papers. Okay, here it is. And she actually brings out... It doesn't look like it's a contract because it's like a book. Like one of those really fancy kind of storytell.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That kind of like reminds you of like the stereotypical fairy tale book opening kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where like the cartoon starts and the fairy tale book opens and the story begins. It's one of those.
As the page flip and then you see like the title illustration that's really pretty. Yeah.
And like the cover of it is like Your Pact and You.
Oh my god.
No, I'm improvising half of this.
That's okay. I've improv'd Maris's cookbook, like, mostly, so.
That's good. That's very good.
Man.
But yeah.
Oh my god, that's my favorite fairy tale.
Primrose just holds it up like a little ta-da.
Maris kind of squints and is like, it looks like a self-help book.
It kinda is. It's, here. And she, like, kind of flips through it. Cause, like, the book mainly features, like, how the pact works with, like, individuals who make this sort of pact. The contract itself is kind of, like, lodged in between the pages haphazardly. And she pulls them out.
And then Maris is nodding like, yes, this makes more sense.
See, I keep the book, so I won't lose the contract.
Oh, okay. That's fair.
But yeah, essentially, my pact is that I, myself, am trying to earn a wish by helping make people's days better, or by helping get their happy endings, or stuff like that, you know?
Okay.
Have you ever heard of like the thing of like you wish upon a star?
Mm-hmm.
It's basically like that, except with a little bit more elbow grease in it. Well, a lot more elbow grease.
Yeah, considering what happened in that cave, yeah.
Yeah. Uh, I have to admit that was partially my fault. I went in without any backup, and that is on me.
It's a good thing we found you.
Gods, yeah. Tobias is still getting on my case about it. Which, he has every right to do so. It was kind of a dumb move.
Knowing
she's
Toby,
like-
he's probably done something like it, though.
I wouldn't be surprised either, admittedly. But, Primrose is just... Primrose is just covering her face because there's that embarrassed blush there that not even her fur can hide.
Aww. And Maris is just elbows on the table, their chin on their hands as they're kicking their feet again. It's like, so they're good and they help people.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think Primrose is like trying to think of like examples of like stuff that she's done. I think honestly she'll go and explain to Mary some of the adventures she's had that has specifically been requested by her fairy godmothers. One of the things being one of her first missions, which was actually her first game, which was to help like this little forest woodland town full of tiny animals.
Her
with,
experience with the tiny
little chores. Yes, basically. Her very first experience with tinies. She won't go into the details about how she almost biffed it like 4 times, but
Maris doesn't need to know about those.
She doesn't need to explain that she had a brush with death like 4 times. In that one adventure. It's fine. She could just talk about the helping the cat get down from the tree and helping fix the roofs of one of the houses and stuff like that, and helping find some of the lost folks get back to town, and some of the mind-controlled folks get back to town and be unmind controlled. It was a whole thing. Don't worry about it.
Maris is definitely listening, like, very attentively, because this is like a cool story, but also, at the edges, they're turning like a dark navy blue. As their shoulders are kind of like hitching. And they just kind of look down at the table like, so nothing like magic that wants to take over the world using Toon and real kind blood, or tormenting a helpless guy who didn't deserve it at all.
I think Primrose is just gonna pause, and I'm gonna do insight. Can I argue advantage? Because that was blatantly obvious.
Yes, it was extremely obvious.
16. Thank you, Primrose.
Yeah, no, this ties back to, like, Prim will remember at the end of near the end of Into the Thicket of It, when Maris also had a similar reaction, like this sort of like sad, reluctant acceptance when they found out that it was a connection to the Feywild that caused all that trouble. And this is just Maris once again having the, oh god, I might just be horrible thing brought back to the forefront of their mind.
I think Primrose is like, she's like slowly stopping her stories and like getting a good long look at both the colors and the expression and the tone, and recognizing, this kid is going through it. This kid is going through some thoughts and fears.
Yeah. This is a lot for one child.
I think Primrose like eventually goes like she's gonna stop talking for a moment and just think and ponder on what to say.
Mm.
Um hmm. Are you alright? You seem to have something on your mind. Something more specific than what I'm providing at the moment, I think.
Maris just slowly leans forward until like their arms are splayed out on the table and their chin is also resting on it. And they're just I don't know. I just wanted to ask about the fairy godmothers, I guess, and know what they're like. I don't actually have a lot of experience with other fae. Toby's kind of the only one I've actually met and talked to.
Okay.
Um,
Well, I think Primrose is gonna like make scoot her chair over so that she's now sitting next to Maris, and then is just gonna give a few little back pats, making sure to mind the wings.
Maris will accept this. Is there kind of just I don't know what fairies from my court are like.
Oh, what court specifically? Do you know?
Yeah, I found out recently. The Marchant Garden Spring Court, near Frulingswald.
Hmm. Hmm. I'm gonna do a history roll for Primrose.
I'd argue advantage considering how closely Prim works with fairies.
Yeah.
Oof.
9.
She at the very least would know that it is from Marchant Garden specifically, it is practically unheard of for a Marchant Garden fae to be this far out.
I think she thinks on that and is has a slight surprised expression, but she doesn't really expand on that. I think because
Let's see if Maris can catch it with an insight.
12. Primrose isn't trying to hide anything right now, so I'm just gonna say anything that beats a 10 works.
Yeah,
Maris can see Primrose's confused expression as she thinks on that for a bit.
Yeah, Maris just kind of gives her a sideways smile that's more tired than it is any sort of happy. And so yeah, I found out that I'm from Marchant Garden because I found someone from Frulingswald and learned that I had been kidnapped before I was bloomed, hatched. I don't remember what the actual term was.
Oh, okay. So this is is this a family thing? I might be my family, but I don't know anything about my family thing?
Yes.
That makes sense.
I'm not good at being nice. I'm mean to people and I do awful things to people. Johann had no reason to forgive me for what I did to him over the course of 2 weeks.
You want to roll insight?
Yes.
15. There's a change in Primrose's expression, however subtle it is. But something about what you're saying is actually striking a chord with Primrose that you weren't expecting.
Wait.
And she's very quickly trying to cover it up. She's trying to remain impassive, but you beat the passive deception.
You.
So she can't quite get rid of that kind of underlying emotion within herself. So there's something about like what you're talking about that has somehow like had Primrose be like, oh, this sounds familiar. You aren't sure what.
Man. All Mara's muse has handed me is being dumb and being like, Primrose has probably met someone like them and this is a bad thing.
No. No. Maris, sweetie.
Maris' shoulders kind of just hitch up a little more as they just look back down at the table.
I'm gonna roll a d2.
Okay.
Oh, way to go, Prim. Okay.
Oh.
I think I should tell you something about myself.
And Maris kind
Something that has changed over the years, but I used to be a minor antagonist. Minor, but still a bad person. You know?
Maris kind of blinks and turns like a bright pink as they blink more, like, you're really nice.
And trust me, I wasn't always nice. If it wasn't for my pact, if it wasn't for the Fae that I have interacted with, I would not be the way I am. Maris. Like, if you want an example of what I was like, if you would have met me 5 years ago, I would have been a prissy, stuck-up actress trying to make her way in the musical side of theater, and just bitter and jealous and angry at everyone and treating everyone like dirt. That was the kind of person I was.
Maris is just blinking.
Character development doesn't happen in a day. Even though you may want it to happen in a day, it takes years. Trust me, I know.
Maris is just blinking up at Primrose as they do turn like a lime green, like at the edges, but they look away again as they're like, but what if it won't? What if I'm supposed to be awful? I don't know what the Marchant Garden Spring Court is like.
I think Primrose is just gonna very, very quietly offer like a hug. And just hold them close.
Yeah, there'll be a pause as Maris sees the offer, and they'll sit up and just kind of like bonelessly flop against Primrose.
Yeah, Primrose is basically gonna hold Maris while also giving big hug. Look, I know I might not have much to say that could dissuade you from this like thinking process, but people aren't their families, you know? People are whoever they want to be. And that sometimes it takes a long time to learn. But if you ask me, I think you are you. You are not some predisposition of what you could be based on family genetics or whatever. You're you, and you are what you decide to be.
As I roll, what would it be? Deception, maybe?
Maybe deception, yeah.
Because sometimes your character grabs you by the throat and says, "We're crying now."
Oh. Oh.
And that is just Mary's trying to hide the fact that they got really teary.
Oh. I'm gonna do a little insight. Probably not an advantage because this is definitely something they're trying to keep hidden. 0. Yeah, no. If there are any tears, I don't think Prim notices, but she's still gonna keep up the hug. Like, until Mary's pulls away.
Yeah, they'll probably stay there for a while, just because Prim is very warm and comfy.
Mm-hmm. She's warm, she's comfy, she's very, very covered in fur and soft. Not to mention strong.
Yeah, very strong. Like, Prim is really good at hugging.
Effortlessly holding. It's kind of like a half hug and a half hold smaller sibling kind of thing, you know?
Like, Maris knows they don't weigh a lot because they're UPAing, but also like, holy shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Maris' voice, I can see why Toby likes you.
Aww. I hold so gentle.
They're just absentmindedly patting Prim's arm because soft sleeves. And they probably would, just like in that moment after they scrub at their eye to like hide the tears. They're like, "You're really nice. I can see why Toby likes you so much."
Thank you. Hey, you're pretty nice too. I mean, you've gone out of your way to help me today. And I feel like at that cue, there's like the ding of the oven. Ah! Oh, the pies, right.
Right, the pie.
I think Primrose, without thinking, is just gonna start going to the kitchen, still holding berries.
There was probably like it happened like during the split second of Maris being like, okay, I should probably get out of this hug, and then suddenly they're being held and lifted up, and they're like, oh, okay.
Primrose is the kind of person who forgets that she's holding something.
It's fine. Maris is
like,
fine with this.
Goes over to the oven, gently sets Maris down on the counter, opens it up, and the pies.
The pie!
The pie! It's an angelic chorus.
Yeah! The pie!
The pie! The chocolate cream pie in the oven.
Yeah, Maris is peeking over from their seat on the counter and is like, yeah!
I'm gonna roll hyperspace. Primrose pulls out a pair of oven mitts that are shaped like dogs. Because it's funny. And going to very carefully take out the pie and then set it on the counter to cool.
Yeah.
Then she takes off the oven mitts and holds up her paw to Varys for a high five.
Yeah, Maris had like thrown their hands up and like the yeah sort of thing, and then they absolutely high five Primrose.
Nice. Just the oh wow, this looks really good.
Maris
this
is
looks
like
really, really good. Ooh.
Maris
Nope.
is...
And like Maris is very firmly looking away. Nope. This is for other people.
Maris snorts and is like, I can make you a pie another time.
This is true.
And then, do you want to roll an insight? This one at advantage because Maris is doing something that Toby does do.
Ooh, okay. Advantage. Boop. 16.
Yeah, they're that sort of snort and laugh and like the exchanging of that little joke, and Maris kind of looks away as they turn that cherry red again, and those other times you saw them turn this color, they didn't do this, but I guess something about this is a little more intense than before because on their face appears a little blocky blush that Toby also does.
Oh, that's cute.
And there's a click of yeah, this is them being embarrassed.
That's cute.
As they kind of idly start kicking their legs again. It's like, so I have Toby's autograph and I have Marcel's, and I was wondering if you'd sign my Star Cause lunchbox.
Too. And like Primrose is just very big grin and tail wags. Gonna roll hammer space. Okay. Primrose pulls out the sparkliest pink pen you have ever seen.
Maris is grinning as they pull out their lunchbox, and true to form, like as they said, only Marcel and Toby have signed this.
Amazing. Yeah, Primrose is going to very carefully find a spot to sign it, and then do it in very cursive, very fancy writing.
Yep. The embarrassed red gone. They are that teal to sky blue again as they watch her sign it, and then they hug the lunchbox once it's handed back to them.
Yay! Oh, that's so cute.
They're absolutely delighted. They've
Good.
completed the set.
Good. Completed the set. You have the whole star trio.
We have the whole trio, baby.
Oh, I think Primrose just grins and carefully slips her pen back into her sleeve and rests her hands at her hips for a second. Huh. Maybe he should have been back by now. I wonder what's taking him so long. And she looks over to the door, which is blocked by the chair.
There's a knock at the door.
Oh, when did that get there? Hold on. And Primrose walks over to the door and then scoots the chair out of the way and opens it.
Maris is flying behind her.
Tobias is in a dress. He looks directly at Maris. Can I come back inside my house? Oh.
No, I told you we're having girl talk.
I am being feminine on purpose.
Regardless of the interaction between these two, Primrose is gonna throw both hands in the air and yell, "Tee!" and big hug.
Man.
She does get hugged in exchange with a kiss. No matter how gross it may be to Maris.
Yeah, no, Maris has turned, what's their disgusted color? That, like a bright light orange, and it's just, oh, gross.
Tobias kisses Primrose's more. Full of spite.
Primrose, full of love and a slight spice of mischief. Also kisses more.
This is wonderful.
Maris is just disgusting. This is my house now. Get out.
If this is your house, then you won't mind if I fucking snatch you and eat you into the pillows.
Try me, bitch! You have armful of girlfriend!
Both of you roll strength.
Oh god! Save or actually it's the same modifier.
Well, Primrose is attempting to grapple, so
Oh,
I think
okay.
it's
Athletics or acrobatics versus your
athletics. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here, I'll roll Prims. That's 12.
Athletics?
Probably not gonna be hard to beat.
I was using Maris' acrobatics to give them a chance, but
Athletics.
doesn't matter.
Primrose yells, not if I do it to you both first, and grabs you both with a pair of loud squeaky toy noises and dumps you both into the cozy corner.
There's
There's yelling. Ah yes, the usual.
Man. Then they do matching
Mm-hmm.
Every single color changing Fey tune does that. It's allowed now.
I think that would be a very cute note to end it on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hand you Prim standing there, hands on hips, very proud of herself, and then incoming projectile, and then the to be continued me.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Very good, very good.
This is fine.
Freaking, you know that kind of like the big circle that closes in on the scene?
Yeah.
Imagine it does that, and then it opens back up to the dumpster outside. Where the living pie gloop was disposed of.
Oh god.
Oh no.
It climbs out.
He climbs out.
Like single pie ooze hand climbing out.
Surprise! This is the beginning of a horror movie. Dun dun dun.
It's very tiny. It's just like a very tiny pie-sized glob with a little pie tin on it like a hat.
Man.
It slimes out of the dumpster and into the sewers.
I feel like this is the setup for a game that one of us should write. I'm writing that down.
Yes! Yes, this is basically what I'm doing. If anyone wants to run this, go!
Oh no.
Attack of the pie goop!
Attack of the Living... Night of the Living Pies.
With that, I think that would be a very funny way to end
Yes,
this.
this is a very good ending. Oh man.
This is wonderful.
Thank you, Avi, for playing with me. Thank you, Lewis, for your very good cameos.
Thank you for letting me cameo.
This was a delight.
This is very
Thank you
good.
so much.
Man, I'm happy we got to do this.
It was a very fun FPS to listen to.
Yeah, they had serious talk. Maris very much respects the Star Trio.
Good.
I did not expect Primrose to admit that about herself.
Yeah, holy shit.
But
Nor.
she saw that Maris was struggling and she was like, I want to tell and help them out with my own experiences.
I hold Primrose so fucking soft. I love her so much.
We fucking love Primrose here. We kiss her on the forehead.
Alright,
Or at least Tobias does, and Maris goes gross.
yeah, basically. Alright, this has been Cream Pie Crash Course. Thank you, our present and future listeners. Bye-bye!